is how do you set up your course to make sure that it's going to get approved? I actually just released my third course, and it didn't really take that long. It took less than a day to get it approved by Udemy, and there was just one thing. So just briefly kind of touch on some things that you think that it takes to ensure quick approval of a course. So we'll start with Diane, and then we'll move back again over to the right.
Well, my courses have been up there for so long that I would say that the most recent course that is almost up, we're in the approval process now. I was surprised at how much nitpicking was going on in this last round. They are definitely getting some of, I don't know if it's a quality issue or if it's just a change in or whatever it might be, but I would just really go through and see how many people, go through their rules, go through their guidelines. I will say I think that they've got some really, really good videos and really good points to take. I found this last round just a little bit more overwhelming, but I don't know if it's because the first round was just, dumb luck. So who knows?
So Grant, let's go ahead and hear from you on that.
Honestly, I don't think it's much of an issue once you make your first course, because again, I made my first course a decent while ago as well, and every single subsequent course I make, Udemy always has some kind of do this before we can approve it, but it's always something that I can usually fix within 5 minutes and then just resubmit it, and then it always gets approved the second time. It's never the first time, it's always the second time. I don't know why, that's just my experience, but and again, I don't remember exactly. I think I do remember that the first time was more, it took a little bit longer to get the first course approved, but in my experience, it seemed once the first course is up, it's pretty much easy after that. And I don't remember exactly what I did for the first course, so I can't help there. But that's just been my experience. Sorry if that's not very helpful.
Let's go ahead and we'll just move over to Phil real quick. And
yeah, so this is something that has changed over time, and since I've been on Udemy since October 2012, they've continuously improved the course review process and made it harder to get your course approved, which I think is a great thing for all of us because it means we have to make our courses better, and it just means that the content that the public sees on Udemy is better. And so just really quickly, the few things that I think you should keep in mind when you're creating a course is while you're creating your outline and your content, think about supplemental materials that you can add to your course. So that's like PDF guides, downloads, an ebook, just extra stuff that you can add to your video lessons because they're going to ask you to do that. And along with that, quizzes. So think about adding quizzes throughout your course. Those two things are things that Udemy always asks you to do and add to your course to make it better, and a lot of people don't utilize those things. But they've proven, they know the statistics that students like those things. They like when you give them supplemental materials, quizzes to test them how they're doing. So those are two things to keep in mind, and then just learn how to do high quality video and audio. And I think as we go further, courses that are just slides, PowerPoint slides, and a voice, those are going to be harder and harder to get through the approval process because there's just so many out there. And so think about ways to really take it to the next level, shooting on location with video and really demonstrating things on video rather than just a slide with bullet points.
When I was first creating my course, I was nervous, so nervous that Udemy, my course wouldn't be good enough that Udemy would approve it. So I just wanted to clear the air if anyone's stressed out about getting their course approved. It's actually pretty easy if you have a good quality audio, and it's just that it was my first time creating something, and they approved it after the second time or the third time. So like Grant said, it's always that first time when they never approve it, and then it's just some quick fixes that you could do, and then Udemy will approve it.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that you made. That I see that in the Udemy studio with a lot of new students or people who are just coming on board. They tend to freak out a little bit too much, and Udemy's got some good stuff in place, and I'll put some links later on after today's event that that is very readily available to new instructors on the whole process, on what to expect and how to put the course together and whatnot. So, Diane, you said that you had something that you wanted to talk about on outlines before we move on.
Yeah, just a quick thought. If people don't like the actual outlining process, I do a lot of mind mapping. And so I will start with the topic in the middle. I actually do this, is I'll start out with a topic, and then I just kind of branch out what I want to do, and each of those has to answer the question, so what? Why does this chapter matter? What's this lecture going to answer? What's the point that the student is going to get? So I just find a lot of useful stuff with just the drawing. That's all I was going to say.